Hi guys, it's Lynn here. Hope you're having an incredible day. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how you can propagate Kalanchoe. Now I wouldn't normally recommend propagating succulents at this time of year. It's winter here at the moment. And I always say it's much better to propagate plants during the spring and summer. Obviously the lighter days and the warmer weather encourages faster rooting, and some plants aren't that easy to root during this time of year. But Kalanchoe is one that's not a complete winter rester. It does sort of slowly grow through the winter as well, so it's quite a safe one to propagate. Again, preferably it's better off during the spring. But because this actually, I'm propagating this quite by accident, and I'll explain why. This actually was overhanging. It was got all this, I just show you here that I've pruned off. These here were all hanging off, and I had to prune it down the other day. And I already cut the pieces off, and then I thought I might as well propagate these. And I thought it'd be a great opportunity to make a video to show you how easy it is to propagate Kalanchoe. And what I've done here, I've already cut them off my Kalanchoe Rubinia plant, but this can be for any Kalanchoe. And I've let them callus over for a few days where I've cut them. And I'm going to be cutting this other one again, this one that's bendy, and I'll explain why. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to propagate them. Now when it comes to propagating Kalanchoes, obviously this is the main mother plant here, and all of the plants, I mean, you can even pull a healthy leaf off and let it dry for a couple of days, rest it on top of the soil, and it will send out roots and form another little plantlet. Or if you want an instant plant, which is a lot quicker, is to actually cut part of the stem off. And you can use any part, I mean, even the middle part will send out roots. They root very readily. But I always think it's best to cut as much as you can, possibly at a join, as these case here. As I say, I've already cut these off because I was actually pruning it. But what I did is show you where it has a join there. It's good to cut at the join. And then what we want to do then is to remove the very bottom leaves, because you want to, if you used to put them straight in the soil with all the leaves on them, obviously you can't go far deep. You want to remove the lower leaves, and roots will form out from here. And then you make the cut, leave it to dry for at least 2 to 3 days till it forms a thick callus, as in this case here. And it's all dried, and then it's ready just to pot up and treat as a cutting. And the same with this one here. Again, now you can either, with this one, either pot it up like that, and it will send out here where the leaves have been removed, little roots again, or you can cut it closer and pot it up that way. Now this is an example what I mean by that, because obviously this one is all bent, and I've deliberately left this to show you. This one was growing like that. I obviously cut it down to the join, and you can, I mean, if you wanted to, you could actually rest that on top of the soil. And Kalanchoe send out little roots also downward, so that would actually root like that and form little plants going up again. But in this case I think it's going to take a lot of a pot, and it could look a bit unsightly. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to take a cut into this. And what I'm going to be doing here is just get the pruning shears, cutting it there just below where the leaf is there. And what you can do there, you can also use this part to propagate as well. Obviously that's already dried, that part there, so I can actually pot that into the soil. That will send out roots, and that will re-propagate itself from the top there. And then this piece that I've just cut there, again I've said about removing the lower leaves, just twisting them off like so. Again, you can also propagate the leaves themselves. And again, the reason why I say recommend taking the lower leaves off is because you'll be able to then insert it into the soil without the leaves, like so. And just twist them off gently twisting them. Again, be keeping the leaves to pot on top of the soil. In a couple of days' time, when they've calloused over at the end, they'll send out roots. And as you can see, that's the fresh cut there. And that's what you see when you first take a cut in. Now, if I was to pot that directly into soil now, that could possibly rot. So you want to leave it for a good few days until it's formed a thick callus, as that to show you the difference between them two there. That's the skin, the white crust. As you can see, it's hard on there, so it's safe to insert straight into the soil now, as that is still wet. So I'm going to be putting that aside, leaving that for a few days. I'm going to be potting that one up at a later date, so that won't be done today. But these two, as I said, are already done, and they're ready to pot up. As I say, lower leaves removed, a good few inches of the Kalanchoe on there, so you've got more of a plant. And then the leaves, these I'm going to put aside as well, because I'm going to be potting them up in a couple of days time when they've dried up, resting them just on top of the soil to root. And then this one here, not the most nice looking, but although it's still fresh at the top, that's fine, because that bit's not going to be inserted into the soil, the dry bit is. So these are what's going to be potted up, and then I'm going to be potting these up now. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Now, when it comes to potting them up, obviously, as long as they're fully calloused over, you want to use a very well-drained potting mix. Now, I prefer to make my own cactus and succulent soil, and links up above to how I make my own cactus and succulent soil. It's really easy, guys. But if you prefer to buy one, as long as it's well-draining, that's the most important thing. And then they're going to be using this dipper here to insert the cuttings in, like so. And then insert it. You can use a pencil, whatever you prefer to use there. And then cutting right in. And you want to make sure that you put it into at least 1.5 to 2 inches deep, so it's got enough support and it will root. And then the other one here. Again, dip it straight in there. At least up to there, a good couple of inches. Like so. And then press it in, so enough that it can support itself, it's not going to fall out. And then evenly spaced, just show you around there again, get that far in. And then you want to make sure you press them in, obviously, so they can be supported. And obviously, when it comes to watering cuttings, that they haven't got any roots yet. So the biggest mistake a lot of people do when it comes with the cactus and succulent cuttings anyway, is that they'll insert them in the soil and they'll start watering them straight away. I remember, before they've got roots, they're not going to be able to take any water up. And succulents, they will actually search for water. They'll send out roots searching for it. So I prefer just to lightly mist the very, very top surface of the soil, and only start to water them when they actually show signs of new growth. So yeah, obviously making sure that they're fully pressed down all around. And as I say, what I'm going to be doing with these is just lightly misting them, the very top of the soil, just around where I've planted them, just so it's lightly moist, just to encourage them to send out roots, but not watering them as such until they show signs of new growth, which probably won't be until the spring now. So you'll know when cuttings start to take root, because they'll start to send out new growth from the top. And as I say, with these leaves here that I've took off, obviously I'm going to leave these for a couple of days as well for them to callus over. And all you have to do with them is just gently leave them on the top, and they will also send out little roots, and the top of the plant will little die back and a new growth there. I've actually done a video already on how to propagate succulents, and I include a few different types of succulents in that demonstration. Links up above to that video, so check that out. And also, when it comes to Kalanchoes, if you're growing some of the mother of thousands type of Kalanchoes that have all the babies all around the leaves, I've made a video on how to propagate the mother of thousands, so check that out as well, guys. And that's all there is to it. As I say, I'll do an update on how these grow in the coming weeks and months. Probably won't be much sign of life now until the spring anyway. But that's all there is to it. It's so easy to propagate succulents, and look out for a lot more future videos coming in the spring. I'm going to do a lot more propagating. So I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of plant power. As always, from Ireland